Welcome back to Tiny Grimes Games, and I'm here with another Star Wars Destiny video. And today I'd like to take a closer look at one of my new favorite cards, All In. When I first looked at All In, I thought, I could see some moments where this would be good. Sometimes you would just want to resolve more actions, but then that runs you out of actions, and it's kind of dicey. And there's not a lot of situations where I initially thought it could be useful. But I gotta tell you, I have found this to be one of the great combo pieces in the game. At only one cost, you're able to do really crazy things. What it's really shown is how good the focus side can be. If you have a couple sides with focus and a couple characters or weapons out with big damage sides, suddenly by playing All In, you're able to flip all those dice to the side you want them to be and then resolve them before your opponent can do anything. So essentially, All In allows you to cheat. And anytime you can cheat the I go, you go situation in the game, that's always a win for you. So ever since I realized how good this card is, I've been trying all kinds of decks and ideas to figure out where it has the most impact. So the deck that I found it to have the most impact is in an Ackbar Luke deck. In an Ackbar Luke deck, it's so strong because Ackbar has 2 focus on him already. That becomes this crazy thing, whereas if you ever roll that 2 focus, it doesn't matter what Luke's dice are. You can always play All In and flip them over to the side you want. So here's a scenario that I have where I have a bunch of dice rolled out here. Not very impressive. Normally, if this was your roll, you do one of those, oh, the dice hate me today. Oh, my goodness. But then if you have All In your hand, you go, wait a second. Do the dice really hate me? Let's try this. So I pay 1. Boom. Play All In. I get to resolve all my dice. All right. I'll resolve BB-8 to turn Ackbar to his double focus side. I'll resolve Ackbar. Hopefully you can see where this is going by now. To move him. I'll move him. I'm going to continue resolving my dice. I'll go ahead and do 8 damage to somebody, probably killing that somebody. I'll take another resource, and I'll take a shield for good old Luke so he's even stronger. Okay, here we go. And they look at the board and go, what just happened? I was thanking my lucky stars that you had whiffed, and you just hit me for 8 out of nowhere? All In is crazy strong. If you can have somebody like Ackbar in your deck with double focus, and then other cards as well that focus. So I like to have a whole bunch of these cards in a deck so that I'm always having a focus opportunity. It's incredibly strong. Now the question I've run into is, where else can I play this? And this has become a little bit more difficult because there aren't a lot of characters that have 2 focus sides. It's essentially just Padme and Ackbar. When I first thought about this trick, I immediately went to Vader and was like, who can I put with Vader? Oh, nobody. Who can I put with Grievous? Wait, there are no bad guys that have double focus on them? That's a real hurdle for any villain deck. So for the heroes, it's really cool. You have Padme and you have Ackbar, so you have a lot of flexibility. I'll talk in another video about why I chose Ackbar for my Ackbar Luke deck, but Padme works really well also. Another deck that I'm trying to fit this in is a Han Rey deck, and so the theory is something like, yes, there's not double focus on Rey, but you can do cool things like, roll out Han, then if he rolls poorly, that's fine. Or maybe better roll Rey out. She rolls whatever. Then you put an upgrade on her like a holdout blaster with ambush. Now you get 2 actions. You roll Han, and then you can play All In and sort of fix your dice before resolving all of them. So what that would mean is on Rey you want some sort of focus sides. That might be force training. 1 with a force is a phenomenal choice. Getting 3 focus. But again, this is a little bit less powerful than the Ackbar Luke because it doesn't come with a double focus side. You have to be able to play this to the board and have it stick. Nice thing, of course, with 1 with a force is when Rey dies, it's back anyway. So that's amazing. But so it can be a really powerful tool to basically just like come out of nowhere and blow your opponent out. And what I was saying with the Han Rey deck is something like this. If you have, a blaster, a jetpack, and Han, you roll Rey, then you do the holdout blaster, you roll Han, and you have all these potential things to turn to really big sides. So the question then is, what about the dark side? So they don't have double focus on characters, but there are a couple cards you could still use. I really think All In with the focus trick is best with characters that have 3 damage sides. If you only have 2 damage sides, it's not quite as powerful. Like it can be if you have really good upgrades. Like with Han, if you have 2 jetpacks, right, and they're both blanks, and Han rolls a 2, and you can go all in, double focus those to +3/+3, that's suddenly 8. And so you can do this trick with something like Commanding Presence or the Black Market. I haven't actually tried these yet because it seems so expensive. You're putting a lot into this to try to make this happen, but it's somewhere that you could go with this. So the bottom line is, All In is a really, really strong card. Much more powerful than I ever imagined when I first saw it. I kind of wrote it off as someone will play it. It'll have a good moment, right? It'll have several good moments. It'll tell some good stories. But overall, is it a great card? Probably not. But I'm telling you, with Ackbar Luke, oh my goodness, it's fantastic. It's so good that I showed my 8-year-old daughter. We have an Ackbar Luke deck. I showed her the trick and how it works, and she was able to pull it off on me for like 14 damage. It just blow me out. It beat me. It was really amazing. It was really funny. She's like, I think All In works here. Let me try. And I'm looking at the board. I'm like, oh God, does it work? She had like 3 focus up and a bunch of lightsabers. It was just horrible. So hopefully you enjoyed this deeper look at All In. Give it a try. Try it out in a bunch of other decks. Let me know if you find another deck that it fits in really well. I'm always looking for more opportunities to go all in and cheat my opponents for the win. See you next time on Tinagrams Games.